welcome back. Nice to see you. The topic for discussion for this video is this. What is money? What is money? And if you don't mind sharing with us at the end of the video, what have you learned about this topic so far in your life, right? So for me, I've seen it two ways, right? There are people who look at money as something to collect, right? Something to just keep on adding more and more to, right? So you just go to work, you work so hard, whatever ways you invest, whatever way you do it, but then when you get money, you feel great. You're like, oh, this is great. I have money. How much money do I have in my bank account? How much money am I going to have next month or next year, in 10 years? If I keep doing this, I'm just going to keep on piling up on this money, right? My bank account is just going to get bigger and bigger, right? And I've seen the other category of people who look at money as something to use. They don't really care about how much they have in total. They care about other things, like maybe experiences or whatever. And I'm in the second category of people. What I've learned is that the people who look at money as something to collect, something to just keep on, like a number that you want to keep on going up and up, they have that view of money because of past trauma. So hear me out, right? So I was in a situation last year where I needed money very bad, and uh, I needed it to do something important, and I didn't have enough, and I didn't have it. So it felt really bad, right? It felt really bad. Now, after that situation was over, I found myself working so hard to make sure I never end up in that kind of situation ever again in my life, right? So it was like a lesson, but it could also be a hindrance because it creates this fear in you all the time that because you know it has happened to you in the past, you start to become afraid of spending money because you think, well, I don't want to go back to that situation. I remember how bad that was. I remember how horrible that was. So I don't really want to go back into that kind of situation. So let me just try to save my money. So the people who live their lives like that are living in fear, right? They're living in fear every single day. And this is because of their trauma. So they're carrying this trauma around everywhere they go. So they just hold on to money as much as possible. And there is this advice, if I could call it that, that you should always have a saving of about 6 months of your expenses, of your monthly expenses, right? So if you spend about $1,000 a month on your basic needs, then you should have 6 months of your basic needs worth of money saved up, just in case, right? Just in case you could lose your job, there could be a pandemic, whatever the situation may be. So you should just save money like that, right? And the question that I've always wondered about that is this, right? So I'm sure it didn't start with 6 months, right? It started with maybe 1 month. You should have 1 month of your monthly expenses saved up, just in case you lose your job. It could take about a month for you to get another job, right? And then other people came by later and they're like, well, it's like 1 month is really not, really, come on. It's not enough. So let's do 3 months. Just the advice now is 3 months. 3 months, things could happen. You could take longer to get another job. So 3 months is really what you need, right? And then now it's at 6 months. No, 6 months, half a year. Come on, half a year. And I suspect in like 10 years, it's going to be like, you should have 3 years worth of saving, just in case, there could be another pandemic or whatever, just in case, 3 months, 3 years, right? And where is the end? What is the end goal here, right? What is the end goal? Because to me, money is a tool that we use to solve problems. It's a means to an end. It's not the end itself. Some people look at money as the end itself, right? I worked, I have money, that's it. Look at this. Look at this money that I have. But I don't really care about that so much more. I care about the experiences or the things that I could do with money. If I'm gonna go to work, people are motivated by different things, right? Some people are motivated by seeing that bank account grow. Other people are motivated by, putting food on the table for their families, right? Or going on a fun trip with their friends, or buying that newest car on the market, or getting those Jordan shoes, whatever that is for you. What I've learned is that if you are motivated by just seeing your bank account grow, you will never be happy. You will never be satisfied because that's an unending pursuit. That's not a goal. To me, that's a very sad way to live life. Because have you ever been in a situation where you work so hard, you spend your own money on whatever you wanted to spend your money on, and other people critique you on the outside, like, "Whoa, why are you spending your money like that? What, you're not being smart with your money, blah blah blah." If you have, I'm sure most of us have. I always look at that like, how is that none of your business? You don't know my motivation. You are speaking according to your motivations, to your fears, right? Maybe you had that experience back then where you lost money and you were in a bad situation, and now you let that define you moving forward for the rest of your life, right? You had a horrible situation, which is, I understand, I've been there, right? But that should not define you moving forward. It's a situation. You look at it like that. Okay, it's a situation. You overcame it, and now you're on the other side. Now, why are you carrying this baggage, right? This trauma with you on every single decision you make about money? Whenever people are saying like, "Oh, you wasted your money. You shouldn't have spent it like that," I say, well, if you don't like the way I spent my money, my advice to you is just don't do that same mistake, I guess. Whatever you're calling a mistake, don't do it yourself, right? That's the only thing you could do. If you see somebody spending their money the way they want to spend their money, they work so hard for it, and you feel like you're entitled to an opinion about how they should be spending their money, there's something else wrong with you, right? Because what does it matter to you? What if I came to you in your life and I saw you spending your money to put food on the table for your family, and I was like, wait a second, you should have invested that money, and then in 10 years it will grow double, triple, or whatever, and then now you would have blah, 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 and I started to tell you you should have spent your money. How would you feel about that, right? You'd be like, I spent my money on the things that I wanted to spend my money on. I woke up in the morning, I had a dream or a goal. Let's say I want to put food on the table for my family. It's going to cost me $100. So I went, it motivated me to work. I got that $100. And at the end, once I had it, I went ahead and bought food and put food on the table for my family. So therefore, you spend your money on the things that you wanted to spend your money on. So the opinion of anybody else doesn't matter, right? But in this video, the main the main takeaway here is that if you look at money as something to collect, you're never gonna be happy. You're just gonna have a miserable life because that's an unending pursuit. You're just chasing the wind. But if you look at money as a tool to help you accomplish something important, something that you deem important, whether it's to buy the new shoes, hey, it's your money. Do whatever you want with it, right? Do whatever you want with it. It's your money. We have different motivations, right? If you look at money as something, maybe you want to go on a trip with your friends, right? Hey, go ahead, work hard, save money for that trip, and then go on that trip. At the end of the day, money is a tool to do something important that you deem important, right? So this idea of just holding money, oh, save for 6 months, why not? If you have that kind of mentality, why not just save for a year or 2 years or 10 years? Save for 10 years, you know. Then you'll be safer that way. That's so crazy to me. I mean, I want to hear what you guys think. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But seeing money as something to collect leads to a miserable life. If you have another opinion, I'm more than happy to hear it, and we can talk about it in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next one.